On the edge of a golden wheat field, Farmer Ben built a guardian. He used sticks for arms, a pumpkin for a head, and old patched-up clothes. He named him Patch. Patch was built for one purpose, to be terrifying. Patch was very good at his job. When the crows flew over, he would wobble in the wind, his ragged coat flapping like a ghost. The birds would scream and fly away. The field was safe, but Patch was lonely. He watched the birds from afar. He admired their songs and their freedom. He didn't want to be a monster. He wanted to be a friend. He tried to wave hello, but his stiff arms just looked like claws attacking the air. One late autumn evening, a terrible storm rolled in. The wind howled and the rain turned the field into mud. Patch stood firm, but he saw something fall from the sky. A tiny, shivering sparrow, blown off course by the gale. Patch knew scarecrows were supposed to scare birds, not help them, but he didn't care. Using all his strength, he leaned forward and opened a pocket in his oversized shirt. The little sparrow hopped inside. Patch stood straighter than ever, shielding his tiny guest from the wind and rain. For the first time in his life, he wasn't scary. He was a protector. The next morning, the storm passed. The sparrow didn't fly away in fear. Instead, it perched on Patch's shoulder and sang a beautiful melody. Patch couldn't smile, but inside, his straw heart was glowing. The sparrow told the others, "He isn't a monster," she chirped. "He is a hero." Slowly, cautiously, other birds began to land. Crows, finches, robins. They realized that Patch was the safest place in the field. But Farmer Ben was furious. "What is this?" he yelled. "You're supposed to scare them, not host a party." He grabbed a hammer. "This scarecrow is broken. Tomorrow, I'm taking him down." That night, a low buzzing sound filled the air. Not birds, but locusts. A massive swarm of hungry insects descended on the field. They came to eat every stalk of wheat. Patch watched in horror. He waved his arms, but locusts don't fear scarecrows. They landed on him. They crawled on the wheat. The crop was going to be destroyed, and Patch could do nothing. Suddenly, a sharp cry pierced the buzzing. It was the sparrow, and she wasn't alone. The sky turned black as hundreds of birds, crows, robins, jays dove from the clouds. They didn't come for the wheat. They came for Patch. The birds attacked the locusts, snapping them up one by one. It was a chaotic, feathery whirlwind of protection. When the sun rose, the locusts were gone. The wheat was safe. Farmer Ben walked out with his axe to chop Patch down, but he stopped. He saw Patch surrounded by his feathered army, guarding the crop. Farmer Ben realized he had been wrong. An army of friends was far stronger than one scary face. He threw away his axe and gave Patch a new name, the Keeper. Patch wasn't just guarding the wheat anymore. He was guarding a family. And so, the scarecrow who loved birds taught us the greatest lesson of all. You are not defined by how you are made, but by how you choose to love. Fear might build walls, but kindness builds a fortress that nothing can destroy.